What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new to the channel too and want to hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome. Continuing the momentum on our Skyline rebuild saga. As you saw in the last two clips, just want to give a huge shout out to my boy Lucas for trailering the Skyline to Eaton Customs for me. We essentially got the AC evacuated because, as you all know, in the last clip I mentioned I'm not going to be running any AC or heat. Get the bay all nice and cleaned up, and also the parts I have coming do not have any applications for an AC connector or AC belt. So we're going full race car on the Skyline. Also, we have a couple of parts that came in too yesterday, which are very important. I'm pretty stoked. And still waiting on a handful of backorder parts. But first, real quick, an update on the RB25 Neo. As you can see, the timing rocker covers are off. They're currently out to get powder coated. I do need to paint the center garnish I got and the timing covers because they are plastic for whatever reason, and they will melt in the oven from powder coating. So the plans for those are just to scuff, shoot them black, and then hit them with a nice glitter clear effects. And like I mentioned, we did have some important parts come in yesterday afternoon, and let's just go ahead and unbox them. Finally, after a good 2.5 month wait, our Wiring Specialties custom RB25 Neo harness came in. Again, a big shout out to Wiring Specialties for getting this done for me. It is such a beautiful loom, and about 90% of it is loomed to my current setup. I didn't plan to actually run the drive-by-wire setup as well as the aftermarket intake manifold, so we're going to have to wire those up as well. Also, with the Ross Racing trigger kit, I need to wire that in as well, but mostly everything else is wired up to my specs. So to the left side here, we have our R35 GTR Smart Coil Pack Conversion Kit. I just went with like a billet black aluminum bracket from PRP. And then again, the Hitachi OEM Plus R35 coils, PRP hardware. And then we have our fancy, beautiful wiring harness. So I had my the ECU wires terminated, so instead of running like an adapter piece, it's just plug and play, like so. And then I think these are for my gauges. And what's nice about these two is everything is labeled for you, which is very nice. Auxiliary sensor, auxiliary power, got the relay. I need to figure out what this is for, but I'm pretty sure this is for the fuse box, if I'm not mistaken. Got some grounds. We have the R35 GTR Smart Coil Pack harness, which includes the igniter. We have our fuel injector plugs that are specifically for the ID 1050s. What's this one? This is for, got the Bosch knock sensors. And then we have other bits and pieces for like the VCT, some grounding. What is that? Fuel pressure, oil pressure sensors, and I have a wire here somewhere for the flex fuel sensor. But this is essentially everything I need, minus again the trigger kit and the drive-by-wire setup. So incredibly stoked on this. Just thinking if I would have left the RB25 Neo stock and just cleaned it up, I could literally just plug everything in, shoot a good base map on it with a buddy, and honestly have this thing driving within like a day or two. And also, Wiring Specialties gives you a vanilla folder with instructions and, well, your receipt, invoice, and everything to your customizational pinout. So I'm still very foreign on wiring, but I know where mostly everything goes in. But when it comes to plugging in the other parts I mentioned in the last clip, I'm gonna have a specialist do that for me. But we have essentially everything we need. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get right after it. Hard lines to the firewall, compressor itself, more hard lines, take the compressor out, so the condenser, this bottle here, and some wires, and we should be good to go. Probably have to take the hood latch off. And that looks to be it. And guys, I'm really considering getting the engine bay painted. Like, almost everything's out, and I can just take out the brake booster and the fuse box and just scuff this thing, prep it, and have a buddy shoot it. But if we're waiting on parts, I don't really see an issue. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right, so I got the compressor out, the fan, that doohickey, the condenser, and all the hard lines out. Wasn't a terrible task. Now we have all this extra room. I went ahead and wire tucked these extra wires that go to the headlights for the halos pretty nicely. Went ahead and just kind of scuffed some of the chassis, especially down here. Did a good scuff. This I'm going to probably send out to get what's called sandblasted, media blasted. Just get all this bullshit out. And then for this piece here, I went ahead and scuffed it. I'm gonna go ahead and degrease it, scuff it again, and paint this black. Might as well give it some love, you know? But so far so good. Next I need to work on getting the heater core fittings out, as well as the AC hard lines out. And then I do want to finesse this OEM wiring harness out since I'm here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the wheel, maybe the front guard, but I know the hole to the firewall is very small and it honestly may require 2 people, but essentially I'm eliminating almost all this mess here. All right, just got done painting the center support beam and it came out crazy. So what I did was 3 layers of the VHT and then 2 layers of the Clear Effects by Duplicolor. Both you can purchase at O'Reilly's or any auto parts store. Yeah, but this goes crazy. I love this so much. So let's go ahead and get this reinstalled. Hood latch assembly back on. That black glitter coat looks amazing. What do you think, guys? What if I did the bay this color scheme? I think it would look great professionally, of course. I mean, since I'm waiting on parts and everything's already out, I might as well paint the bay. Like, I don't mind doing it, but it's just gonna take another month or 2, and then scheduling my buddy with the trailer and all the prep work. I don't know, let me know in the comments below, guys. I really should, to be honest, but then again, I just wanna get this car running as soon as possible. But on a side note, I just also took out the stock wiring harness. So if you have an R32 with an RB25 DET in it, or if you have an RB20 DET swapped S13 or any other swapped car, let me know. We can talk price and I'll ship this thing out as soon as possible. And then I got this rat's nest all nice and cleaned up. Definitely no going back. Just got rid of the extra AC parts. Not too sure what the technical terms for these are, but I'm gonna hold on to them just in case. And then I got these parts out from the heater core. These were a pain. I'm 5'8" and lengthy, and these were still a pain in the ass to get to. But here we are, guys. A nice blank slate, essentially. Now it's up to me to block off the holes where those AC lines went, as well as those heater core pipes went. Give this area a nice clean. Like, if you can see right there, that's where those heater core parts were. Pain to get to, but you have to take out this AC ducting here. For the most part, that's pretty much it. Gonna give this area a good clean, wire tuck these up, and then reinstall my glove compartment box. Probably could also use a good cleaning as well. All right, everybody, and on that note, that is all I have for you in this short episode. We really didn't do a whole lot today, but we did. We got the AC evacuated, removed the compressor, condenser, hard lines from the engine bay, removed the blower motor from the interior. We removed the wiring harness, did some extra cleaning, and we did some more painting, which is pretty sick. Again, still contemplating the idea of painting the engine bay, which honestly I probably should. I would say about a day or 2 for the prep work, and then sending it back out to a buddy who knows how to do this kind of work. Should take like a week or so on my estimate. But we'll see. I'll shoot some messages around, and hopefully in the next video, I will either be showing you guys more parts that I have coming in, and or taking the RB25 Neo to Albert up in Phoenix to get the head cleaned and a valve job done, and with the block degreased, cleaned, and painted. And once we get that back, we can essentially start putting everything back together. But I am, again, still waiting on my ARP head studs, needle head gasket, needle oil pump, and all my timing components that I ordered that need to be done when Albert has a motor. So we'll see how everything goes. I don't want to put too much work on myself, but I do want to get this car running as soon as possible. And again, the goal is June to get the Skyline running and tuned, if not July. But after everything is plugged up away, when you finish the fueling system and then do all the fancy fabrication work, and I'm going to go full V-band setup on the intake setup. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be expensive, but this is a buy once, cry once build at this point. But on that note, everybody, thank you so much again for the continued love and support. And if you're new to the channel too, want to hit the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. And remember, aim high, drive low. We'll catch you next video. Take care.